85, 95. 95, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn here as always with suspenders set to maximum stun. Got a great show for you today. So if you're watching on YouTube, yes, things are a little bit different. I'm streaming on Twitch today. And I've been streaming on Twitch all week as part of a week-long experiment concerning notifications. I've been worried that YouTube hasn't been giving my subscribers notifications when I go live or when I publish new content. Last week, when I did a few live streams, there was one day when I did a live stream where they didn't send out notifications at all. So that's one of the things that encouraged me to experiment with Twitch a little bit this week. I've done a number of live streams this week. I did... So as you know, I'm doing 2 days worth of Fallout 76 per week, which leaves room for 5 lore videos. So I did my last day of Fallout 76 on Monday. Tomorrow is going to be the second day of Fallout 76, which will also be on Twitch. And I've also been experimenting with streaming my game capture footage sessions on Twitch, which has been fun. I think I've done 3 of those. I've been streaming a lot of Fallout 2. Because I'm capturing footage for my upcoming Fallout 2 series, which I have in turn been putting on YouTube. So if you are on YouTube, it's all there on YouTube for you to consume. You don't have to go to Twitch, but I'm trying both platforms just to sort of experiment this week. So that's what's going on new with me. Master of None says, yo, how goes it, Ox? It goes all right. Good to see you, Master of None. Also good to see you on the previous live streams this week. Maple God says, hey, Ox, Skitaddles, or Skeetles, says, love ya, Ox. As Target 69 says, good evening from Arizona. Good evening, as Target. Striped Llama, evening, Ox. Alex Noomgam, so hello right back at you. Ozmgkeen says, God loves you, honey. Thank you. God loves you too, doll. Master of None says, a stream with Oxhorn is a good stream. And that is how I feel as well. Me for Flaw is now hosting me. Cool. I love being hosted. That's a unique feature of Twitch. YouTube doesn't do that just yet. Striped Llama says I had to re-download the Twitch app. Lol. All right, yeah, I know. When I change my schedule, I inconvenience everybody. I know, but it's just part of my experimentation this week. Got to make sure I'm choosing the right platform for my live streams. Grievous Reborn says, thanks, Oxhorn, needed this by myself at work tonight, and this gives me company. Well, you're welcome on the program. I'm sorry that you're by yourself at work tonight, but hey, at least you can watch this while you're working. MLWVU says, hello from West Virginia. Love your stuff. Well, thank you very much. I bet Fallout 76 has upset the apple cart a bit in West Virginia, at least before the game launched. I know there was a lot of media and hype. Not sure so much after the game launched, but certainly before. Ah, no. There we go. You'll also notice things are different in my office. So I worked this morning on capturing footage for Fallout 2. Then I sat down and recorded the narration for my next lore video, which is going to be Saturday. And then, since I didn't have a live stream and I didn't have to finish my video until Saturday, I spent the rest of my day installing lights into my display bookshelves over there. It was a tricky little bit. I'm not a handyman, but I got my drill out and I wired the whole thing up, and it's looking pretty good. I'm still waiting on a few pieces. Bethesda is honestly the one that's been delaying me. Etsy, all of my stuff from Etsy has been coming in. Some of it's pretty slow. I'm still waiting, pardon me, on one piece that's coming from Russia, of all places. But I ordered a plasma pistol and a plasma rifle. It feels like forever ago. It's been at least 6 months. And Bethesda still hasn't delivered them yet. And I got an email notification that there was going to be a delay until April. So, yeah, I got a Fallout 76 bobblehead that I purchased. So that finally arrived. I now have a Vault 111 and Vault 76 bobblehead. I ordered a Vault 101 bobblehead. It still hasn't arrived. So, yeah, I'm still waiting on everything to arrive. But when it does, I will have a good display. Solomon says, hey, Ox, will this show be available as a video on demand on YouTube? I have to step out soon. Yes, everything I stream appears on YouTube. Don't worry. If you're not used to using Twitch or you don't plan on using Twitch, it will all eventually end up on YouTube. So never fear. I do like the lighting on the shelves. It's illuminating, says Master of None. Thank you. It looks better in person. It looks a little blown out on the camera. That's because it's a little blurry, but yeah, it looks much better in person. You can actually see things. My concern was that the top 2 shelves were illuminated. The rest of them weren't, and the shade just made it hard to see what was on them. So I installed it. Fallout Shirt says, whoop whoop. Finally caught a live stream on Twitch. Did on YouTube all the time, but had to re-download Twitch. But worth it to watch you. Everyone's re-downloading Twitch. I feel bad. But great. I'm glad you were able to re-download it. Ryan Holloway says, hey, Oxford, just finished my first exam of 2 this semester. Any good high school memories? Good high school memories? No. I know. I don't. This high school is just a faint blur in my memory. I get snippets, but nothing stands out. Spartan says, Ox, your previous 76 video on demand appears to be unlisted. I could only access it through your Twitter link. I know it works using my Twitter link, and it should work if you just go to my YouTube channel homepage. I have all of my playlists neatly organized, and one of the top ones is my Fallout 76 live streams, so you should be able to access it that way as well. Oxhorn, what are you smoking and drinking tonight? Says Magic Chipmunk. Well, I'm smoking a La Aurora y Leon Corojo, which is a great little cigar. It's become one of my faves. And I haven't poured my beverage. I'm out of Scotch. I finished it last week. And I haven't bothered to buy a new bottle. So, let's finish off our Woodford Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is the over-the-mic pour. Ooh, that's quite a little serving. Since we poured it, well, might as well finish it. It's already in the glass. Oh. Cheers. Oh, that's good. Whew. Haha. I was expecting Scotch. For some reason. Whew, okay. Singes the nostrils. No, actually in this case, singes the tonsils. I also have a new fan setup. I'm using 2 fans today. Big one at the bottom, small one at the top over there. Exhaust intake. Then I've got another fan in the corner trying to recirculate the air. So all that smoke gets out. That's the goal. Come on. When we start the game, later this broadcast, let me know how the sound is. Because for some reason in my tests, the sound has sounded a little low in volume. So just let me know when we get there. Also, you should be able to hear music. I am playing music in the background. Let me know if that's not the case. Abraham Washington says, "Hi, Oxhorn. One of your latest vids helped me with my personal Fallout story I'm putting together. I'm newish, by the way. Good to have you here, Abraham Washington. How many characters do you have in Fallout 4? There are 4 that I play regularly. Well, that I played regularly. And then one that I would use, 1 or 2 that I would use for pickup footage. But yeah, 4 really. I did a video on my Fallout 4 characters. It's on my channel. Yeah, we hear the music. It's faint, but it's there. Okay. Let me turn that volume up just a bit. There we go. For everyone asking me why I'm on Twitch today, I answered that at the beginning of the program. And I fear that if I answer it every time somebody hops on and asks it, that's all this broadcast will be. So if you're in the chat and you remember my answer, go ahead and share it with those who are newcomers so that I can move on to answering other questions. Laura says, "Yep, I hear the faint Dixieland from the Family Band. Great. I pumped up the volume just a little bit." Big Al says, "My Fallout 3 character is still very squishy. Trying to complete Moira's supermarket run, but raiders get the better of me." And then it flew off the screen. Oh, Twitch chat is very different. Where could a capless vault dweller get some padding? Well, I don't know, but I'll tell you what I did. As soon as I got out of Vault 101, I went all the way to... I forget the name of it, but it's the Outcast Metro Station to start the Operation Anchorage DLC. Because Operation Anchorage is a simulation, so it doesn't matter what level your character is. You arrive in this simulation, and you know it's evened out to your digital character within that digital world. So, at level 1, hop into Operation Anchorage simulation. All of the enemies are level to your character. Walk away at the end with some of the best gear in the game, including the Gauss rifle, and plenty of ammunition and armor, including the T-51 winterized power armor. I mean, if that's what you're wanting to do, I mean, I don't know. Some people might think that that's a little cheap, but you can go in at level 1 and walk out with some of the best gear in the game. X-God says, "Your first video on L.A. Noire got me to buy the game. Cool game." Yeah, I really enjoy L.A. Noire. The story is great. The ending? We'll talk about that when we get there. When we get there. Maple God says, "The Institute is not evil. Changed my mind." Well, sir, I produced a 30-minute video titled, "Why the Institute is Evil." I encourage you to watch that. Athena's Wing Girl says, "Ox, your YouTube videos have infused a love of Fallout 4 in me, and I appreciate your work so much. Thank you for such thoughtful content." Well, it's very kind of you. Fallout 4 is what got me back into the Fallout franchise. My first Fallout game was Fallout 3, which I played back in 2008, and I loved it, absolutely loved it, but then life has a way of getting in the way, and I wasn't able to touch a Fallout game again until Fallout 4 came out. Actually, I played Fallout New Vegas before Fallout 4, but I only played it because Fallout 4 had come out, and I wanted to prepare myself before getting into Fallout 4. Come to find out, they're completely unrelated games. Didn't know that at the time, but yeah, completely unrelated. Didn't need to play it to get into Fallout 4, but I did. LaFancy Snarf says, "Hey Oxhorn, longtime viewer here. I'm loving your LA Noire vids and was wondering if it's worth the buy on Steam. Thanks in advance." Yeah, it takes a little fiddling. I bought the Steam version. That's the version that I'm using, and it wouldn't work on my computer right out of the box. I had to... I don't remember exactly what I did to get it to work, but I had to Google... getting it to work on Windows 10, getting it to work in windowed mode, and I had to make a lot of any changes and so forth just to get it to work. So if you're prepared to do that, then the Steam version is functional and it works. It works on both my machines, so it's an option. I don't know if the GOG.com version is better. I can tell you that I have much better luck playing older games out of the box if I buy them on GOG.com. I finally got Fallout 2 to work, for example, because I bought the GOG.com version. So, whatever you want to try. Funny Guy says, "When is your final video on Fallout New Vegas coming out? You're awesome." Thank you, sir. Well, I'm not going to have a final video. I know what you mean, though. You mean my videos summarizing what I think is the best faction to side with in the game. When is that video coming out? And I don't know. I want to make that video. I know what's going to happen when I make that video. It's going to be great for the channel. It's going to get a lot of views. It's going to incite a ton of controversy. Which is fine. I'm happy inciting controversy. I've incited plenty of it recently. But it's one of those things where I want to do it right. I know that I have to be very careful with what I say because all the Legion guys are going to be like, and all. I mean, is it any wonder that I'm not going to side with the Legion, right? I'm not siding with the Legion, right? So there's a spoiler. I'm not siding with the Legion. But the other three, I'm really struggling with. And it's really coming down to two. And I still haven't made up my mind. Like, it's something I'm thinking about every day. Because this video is coming up. I know I have to make it. Just last night, I was thinking... And I pull up my notepad and I take notes when an idea comes up. Because I want to do it right. I want to make sure I've got my thoughts well thought out before I publish the video. So, yeah, I'm working on it. It'll come. It'll come. Athena's Wing Girl says, "I haven't done an Institute or Brotherhood of Steel playthrough because I can't fathom killing the Railroad. Deacon is my favorite companion." I know. The Deacon is so great. And one of the cool things about destroying the Institute, and I think it's a glitch, but one of the cool things about destroying the Institute if you side with the Railroad is that X6 doesn't go hostile. Which doesn't make a lick of sense from a lore perspective, but I've tested it twice on two different playthroughs, two different railroad playthroughs. If you destroy the Institute and you already have X6 as a companion, and he's away at some settlement of yours when you do the deed, when you go back to him, he pretends like the Institute is still around, and he doesn't go hostile. So that way you can get all companions without losing any of them. But it's not the same with Deacon. No matter what, if you kill the Railroad or destroy the Railroad, you lose Deacon. There's no getting around it. Laura says, "I don't mind. Go on and get on that soapbox." Yeah. See, that's the thing. I soapbox easy. The soapboxing part, that's not the hard part. That's the easy part. It's easy for me to get up on the soapbox and just talk. I could talk and talk. The problem is making sure that what I'm saying is intelligible. that I've thought out my argument before making it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just piecing together every argument that I want to make before I make the video. Oh, come on. Wow, that fan is much more powerful than I thought. It's blowing my cigar out. 96 Mazda says, your Fallout 76 Day 29 is unlisted in your channel and only accessible via the Twitter link. I know that's not true, but so many of you are saying that it is. But I know that's not true. I just tested it. I went on a completely different computer. I opened an in-private window on Firefox, I think, and I navigated to my channel, and I went to my channel homepage, and I saw it. I saw the thumbnail. It's right there in the Fallout 76 live stream playlist as the latest episode. I was able to click on it and watch it. It's there. I know it is. Okay? So, I know that it probably didn't send out a notification to all of my subscribers, but it is watchable on YouTube without having to go through the Twitter link. It has over 500 views already, I know. So people are watching it. But I'll look at it again. Where's my scotch? My whiskey today, my bourbon today. Grievous Reborn says, I didn't piss off X688, but he wouldn't follow me around anymore. Really? I didn't have that problem for some reason. I did have that problem with Dance. After destroying the Brotherhood of Steel, he won't talk to me. He's not hostile, but he's stuck at my settlement. I sent him to Covenant on my Railroad character. And I went back to gather him to collect some companion reactions, and he won't talk to me. So, he didn't go hostile, but he won't talk to me. Ryan Halloway says, Harold in Fallout 2 reminds me of Kirk Douglas nowadays. No shade, the man's 102. Okay. Is that a movie that Kirk Douglas was in? A cowboy movie. No shade, the man's, I'm assuming. Sorry, Ryan. I don't know the reference. But yeah, Harold in Fallout 2, he's a character. And I'm really glad that I'm playing all of these things together. I discovered Harold in Fallout 2 at the same time that I'm doing this Oasis series, and they captured his character really well in Fallout 3. Even though it's a different developer, different publisher, they captured his character really well. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they hired the same voice actor because the voice acting sounds very similar. He's still got that raspy cough and that weird sense of humor. So they captured his character well. Why is my cigar going out? Ox, would you do a video on your Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas characters? I don't know. I put a lot of thought and energy into all 4 of my Fallout 4 characters. Not so much in my New Vegas and 3 characters. I made them specifically for this channel. Whereas my Fallout 4 characters, I made them because I just loved playing the game. Of course, I still love playing Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, but I made these new characters just to capture the footage for these channels. Now, so I didn't put a lot of thought in my Fallout 3 character, to be honest. I put a little bit of thought into my Fallout New Vegas character. I knew I wanted her to be a cowgirl, you know, the Wild West, cowboy hat and all of that. My original idea with that character was to put her in a cowboy hat and a cowboy outfit, and she would wear a sheriff's badge and be the sheriff of the West. It didn't turn out quite the way I planned. She ended up being a like an NCR Ranger. She's like a pistol wielding NCR Ranger. I love the Ranger armor. Didn't care about power armor, but that elite riot gear from Lonesome Road, man, it looks so great. And I got to put her in that. So I know, she's kind of like a cowgirl. She hangs out with Cass all the time. That's why you see Cass with my character, because they both drink whiskey together. So they're both whiskey drinking, cowgirls of the West. Only one's in riot gear from pre-war, the Divide or something. The Game Making Bros says it's crazy how old Scotch and Smoke Rings is. It's come a long way. I always enjoy your live streams, Ox. Thank you, The Game Making Bros. Yeah, it's crazy how old this show is. It's coming up on 10 years. Can you believe it? This show is older than my children, if you can believe that. Wow. It's older than my marriage, come to think of it. Yeah. I met my... I probably shouldn't. Well, I met my wife because of this show, to be perfectly honest. She was a viewer and left a comment on one of my old Scotch and Smoke Rings live streams years ago. And, yeah, that's how I met her. Ryan Holloway says, has your Radiation King inspired TV been fixed yet? No. It's really frustrating. I'm still in talks with the guy who sold it to me. It got damaged during shipping, and the cathode ray tube is shot. Finding a replacement Predicta cathode ray tube is just nearly impossible. But he doesn't want to give me a refund, right? Because it was damaged in shipping. Not really his fault. Yes, he took out insurance, but for some reason, insurance isn't paying out. I don't know. It's a little sketchy. I don't know if I'd trust this guy. So I'm out of TV while it's at the repair shop. We're waiting on a new cathode ray tube that is a Predicta version, and it's not arriving. So we're really kind of frustrated. I wanted to put together a Radiation King replica TV, and then I have all of the gear. Like I was going to use a radio frequency to stream footage from this computer to that TV. I was going to have all of the Vault-Tec animations and some of the commercials and infomercials from the Fallout franchise streaming in the background of the show on a Radiation King. But that was the idea. It's not worked out so well. Pencil Necked says, wait, you're from the Justin TV days? Yeah, I streamed this on Justin TV back in the day. I also streamed it on Ustream. I don't know if any of you remember Ustream. This show's debut was on Ustream. And then I moved to Justin TV. And then I moved to livestream.com, I think it was. And I did that for years. It's not livestream.com. What was it? It was a live streaming platform before Justin TV became Twitch, before YouTube allowed live streaming, and it was actually really well done. I was impressed by it. And I probably still have most of my old archives up there. I should go check it out. But then when Justin TV became Twitch and all the gamers came here, I moved to Twitch. Then YouTube Gaming started to allow live streaming, and I moved to YouTube Gaming. And now today I'm doing Twitch again. Funny Guy says, I know this sounds stupid, but do you have an actual Let's Play of Fallout 4 on your channel? That's not stupid. No, I don't. I have a few live streams of where I've played Fallout 4 just for fun. But no, I don't have like a Let's Play series of Fallout 4 on my channel. Goofling says, I watched it back in the day when you weren't married. Glad to find you on Twitch. Welcome back. Welcome back. Spartan says, your wife was a fan? That's awesome. Good for you, too. She was. She doesn't know what I do now. Like, back in the day, she liked my old World of Warcraft stuff. She doesn't know anything about Fallout. She doesn't really care. She doesn't watch any of my new stuff. And that's fine. I like keeping my worlds separate. But, yeah, she was a fan a long time ago. LA Atomic says, say Oxhorn, is the Twitch chat easier to read than the YouTube one? I wouldn't say so. It, honestly, I enjoy the user interface of YouTube more. And I don't know if that's just because I'm used to it, but it makes more sense to me that way. Twitch is a little bright and a little noisy, just as the nature of the platform. Guru says contact eBay. They will fix the problem, especially since he won't refund the insurance for the problem. Thing is, I didn't buy it on eBay. I had to find a specialist. Finding a guy who deals in predicted TVs from the late 1940s, early 50s, yeah, that's tricky. That's tricky. So, yeah, I couldn't find it on eBay. Red Bear says, do you prefer YouTube or Twitch to your streaming? I prefer YouTube, but again, that might just be that I'm used to it. This is why I'm trying to experiment. Most streamers are on Twitch, and I was on Twitch for a long time before I moved to YouTube. I'm now very comfortable with YouTube, but, it's good not to have all of your eggs in one basket, so that's part of this experiment, just to see how well we do. Canuck says, Oxhorn, what do you think of the new Sim Settlements expansion, Conquerors? This is the first that I've heard of it, actually. And that's great. If he created an expansion to his mod, that's amazing. I'll have to check it out. It's such a great mod. I love that mod. Fallout Shorty is I'm glad that you appreciate me answering your comment. Sorry for getting your name wrong. I'm really bad at names. I try to get them right, but I'm bad at it. Athena's Wing Girl says Sim Settlements is having a live stream on Friday to present it. C. Dante made the Sim Settlements mod. No, he made the Transfer Settlements mod. I forget who made Sim Settlements. Anyway, they're doing a live stream about it. Cool. I'll have to check it out. King Gath. That's right. Thank you, Canuck. King Gath. I did a review of Sim Settlements back when it came out. And, man, it was such a great mod. It revolutionized the settlement system for Fallout 4. It's what some people said the settlement system should have been. Hello? Are you going to bed now? No? Yes? No, sweetie, I'm smoking. You know you can't be in here when I'm smoking. I love you. Well, no, it has nothing to do with you being cold. It's the smoke. You can't be here when I smoke. My daughter wants in. Oh, okay, hold on a second. I see your little hand. Oh, I'm doing my show, little girl. I am, but it's really cold. See how cold it is? No, I'm smoking. I gotta have one. I'm smoking. I might wait so long. Alright, sweetie. Mwah. Alright. Mama. Ow! Okay. She wanted to say hi to Daddy. But she knows she can't come in when I'm smoking. Sly Zelatone Gaming. Sly Stallone Gaming says the office is coming along nicely. Thank you very much. It is coming along. Got a few more things to do, but it's coming along. Dominic says, does Twitch and YouTube have rules for streamers if they want to do both platforms? I know Twitch does. I don't think YouTube does. But Twitch actually came and emailed me when I was live streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. At the same time, they gave me an ultimatum and said, pick one. And so I did. I picked YouTube. But I'm back now. I'm back now with this experiment because YouTube was really poor with notifications. Though somebody linked this to me on Twitter. They came out with a message, YouTube did, saying that they fixed the notification issue. They fixed it the very week I'm doing this experiment. So now I got to go back and experiment on YouTube to see if it's all fixed. I don't know. I'm glad they fixed it. We'll have to test to see if it's really fixed. What? I'm not sure, honey. You need to ask your mama. Okay. Funny Guy says, hey, Ox, how do you feel about Fudge Muppet builds? I love them. I use Fudge Muppet builds for all of my builds. Well, except for Fallout 76. For Fallout 76, I've sort of just made my own thing. And my very first Fallout 4 build, I just sort of made up on my own. But after my first Fallout 4 character, every Fallout 4 character I made was a Fudge Muppet build. My Fallout New Vegas build was the Fudge Muppet cowboy build. Remember, I was originally intending her to be a cowgirl. A pistol cowgirl, though I really like my lever action, it's not my lever action rifle, my trail carbine, my medicine stick. My Fallout 3 character, I did use a build, but it wasn't a Fudge Muppet build. It was, I forget where I found my build for her. But yeah, I love their builds. They're great. Lots of fun. Pillow Vidro says, what's Fudge Muppet? Fudge Muppet is an Australian Fallout 4 YouTube channel. And they make tons of Fallout 4 content. Although I think they focus on Skyrim now these days, don't they? They do a lot of Skyrim. I don't know if they focus on Fallout anymore. Anyway, they're a great little channel. Wonderful guys, too. I don't know them real well. But they seem like real nice guys. And they do great builds. I love their builds. Justin Leon says, hey, Oxorm, first time, long time. What's your opinion on the new survival mode in Fallout 76 if you weren't asked already? Well, I think, I'm sure it has been implemented fine, but as I've expressed during my previous live streams, I'm just not a fan of survival games. It's unnecessarily tedious to me. Viewers of my Fallout 76 live stream are constantly having to remind me to eat and drink. Eat, Oxhorn, you're getting hungry. Drink, Oxhorn, you're getting thirsty. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll drink water now. Here's a scintillating part of the gameplay. I just don't care about it. And my argument is like, look, there are so many other mundane parts about being a human that we don't include in video games because it's boring and mundane. Like going to the bathroom. What if, in a real survival situation, you would have to go to the bathroom? Oh, you're diseased? That's funny. Try wiping now. I mean, it's just like there are so many implications about being diseased in a video game when it comes to going number 2. But we don't include those things in the video game because it's unnecessarily tedious. Who wants to play a video game where you're spending your time wiping your butt or finding, a latrine or something? It's just boring. And I guess I just made it sound interesting. No, it's boring, right? So that's how I feel about food, like hunger and thirst. Oh, I'm hungry now. Okay, let me click this button to eat. Oh, I'm thirsty now. Okay, well, reduced AP for a moment. It's just, I don't know. Now, I know I'm alone on a lot. A lot of people think that the survival stuff is fun. It's great. That's fine. Canuck says, I always thought it would be funny to have to find a corner of a cave to go in. And then Nitsu Jader says, well, this was an interesting part to join the show. Hope you're doing well tonight, Ox. I am doing well. Good to have you here. Red Bear says, Ark made your character poop, and then you could use it for fertilizer. Really? I mean, they're detail-oriented. Although you can't use human poop for fertilizer. Not for food that you want to consume. Like, you could get disease that way. This is why you don't build farms on old outhouses. Bailout says, doesn't your brain yell at you for having to use the bathroom in New Vegas? Yeah. Yeah, it does. And it's assumed, like it's implied that your character uses the bathroom without you actually having to use it, right? I don't need to have a use bathroom button to be able to fully embrace the role-playing aspect of my character. It's just assumed, yeah, of course this character goes to the bathroom and eats and drinks. I don't have to do it. What's that blinking thing on your shelf back there? I don't think it's blinking. It's the handle of my Fallout 76 Pip-Boy shaking in the breeze. I've got a really thick breeze in here, a strong breeze, trying to get all that smoke out. Big Owl says, sounds like Oregon Trail. Half the time you died because of diseases. You have died of dysentery. Yeah, this sounds like it. Brian Locker says, well, you can build outhouses at your camp. Yes, but you can't use them. They thankfully made that not the survival component of this game. It is assumed that we just use the outhouse. Funny Guy says, hey, Ox, what are you going to be playing today? Today we will be playing Wolfenstein The New Order. And I have been told that we're coming up on a boss fight. So, I hope you're excited for a boss fight. I died on my way there last stream, so I didn't get to finish him. So, we're going to be walking right into a big fight. Vault73 says bone worms. Of course, if it were realistic, it would be butt worms. A more likely parasite to get. And they call it a disease, but wouldn't worms in your bones be parasites? Emila Woodaveza 82 says, any guess on when your Fallout 2 series will be ready? I'm really stoked for that one. No guess. No ETA. I'm still in the shooting footage stage. And I'm only at Broken Hills. So I've got a long way to go. It's going to be a while. I'm working on it, but it's going to be a while. Jay Modrak says, when do you think they will allow offline play in Fallout 76? I think if people started making mods and I could disable the survival elements, I'd enjoy the game a lot more. Well, I mean, I hate to break it to you, but I don't think they're ever going to allow offline play. They've been pretty consistent every time that's been asked by saying that it is an online-only game. You have to log into the server to access the world. You don't have to play with other people, and I haven't. I've got 28, 29 days, hours and hours of recorded footage, and I have yet to party with a single person. It's been completely solo, so you can play it by your own. You can do all content, even end game content, by yourself. I went into Site Bravo. This is the end game dungeon with nothing more than my Gauss rifle and a shotgun, killed all the robots, launched a nuke, and went to the Cranberry Bog and defeated a Scorch Beast Queen. Now, I didn't defeat the Scorch Beast Queen by myself. There were other people there, but you'll rarely have to fight a Scorch Beast Queen by yourself. Usually when somebody launches a nuke, everybody converges on the nuclear landing spot because that's where they can farm legendary items. So you'll never have to do that on your own. But everything else I've done solo. Are you going to do a character profile on Codsworth? Yeah. Yeah. There are a few more character profiles I need to do. I need to do a profile on Codsworth, Strong, X688, Dance. Dog meat? I guess. I think I've done the rest. I think I've done McCready, I've done Curie, I did Kate, I did Piper, I did Hancock, I did Preston. I think I've done most of them, but there are still some I need to do. I did Deacon. Bailout says bone worms could be a very possible disease. They can travel through your blood and then get into the bone marrow and cause disruptions in the formation of blood cells. They would probably have symptoms of leukemia. Yes, but the point is, wouldn't they be a parasite, not a disease? Because they're worms. They have a parasitic relationship with the host body, aka your body. Therefore, wouldn't they be a parasite? Hamburgerler says, really enjoyed your vids on Harold and his ending, or what could be his ending in Fallout 3. Great job. Thank you. I have one more video in that series coming up, and that's which is the best option. And it was tricky. It's a tricky ethical dilemma, that one. But that is coming. Pilot Knight says, oh man, I want that dance profile. If you want a preview of what my dance profile will be like, check out my video on Blind Betrayal. I touched on a little bit of his story in that video. Did you do Gage and Longfellow? Kind of. I did both of their videos long before I was doing actual character profiles, and instead I just showed off their affinity dialogue paths. Do I want to revisit those? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Player 426 says, are you going to visit the Lincoln Memorial in Fallout 2? Yes. I've finished Oasis. There are only a few major side quests left to do in Fallout 3. One of which is the Temple of the Union. So we'll be checking that out in an upcoming series. The Red Pilled Gamer says, how long have you had the Shure SM7B? Very nice microphone. Thank you. Yeah, I've had this for about 7 or 8 months. Before that, I was just using the Blue Yeti, which is a fine plug-and-play microphone. It's a good USB mic, but this one just, it's better. This is what Michael Jackson recorded Thriller with. At least that's what the marketing materials of this microphone say when I bought it. Funny Guy says, hey, Oxhorn, have you ever thought of doing a challenge run for Fallout 4? It would maybe more interesting than a Let's Play. I hadn't really considered it. Challenge run? What would be the challenge? Don't take damage? Don't get irradiated? I don't know. That would be tricky. I'd have to think of a challenge for something like that. Master of None says, as such, I have played Fallout 4. I have yet to side with the Institute. I have actually started several playthroughs with the intention of siding with them, but I always back out and get annoyed with them. Yeah, it's weird because I dislike the Institute greatly. So much so that I did a 40-minute video dedicated to why they're evil. And yet, my Institute character is one of my favorite characters to play. Partially due to her build. She's a commando build, and I love the commando build. The Fudge Muppet commando build is just great. It's a lot of fun to play. But also because living in and working with the Institute feels fun. It's just you're surrounded by all of these people, and they're intelligent, and they've got goals. It feels like, you know, they've all got a 9-to-5 work schedule, and then they go home at night and eat dinner with their families and go to bed. It's very normal inside the Institute. It's not as scary as you think the Institute would be leading up to discovering them. So it feels very normal, and it's a lot of fun. I still think they're really evil. So on my good characters, I never side with them. Only on my evil characters do I side with them. But it's still a lot of fun to play that gameplay. Armor Lord says parasites can be considered a disease. The line for whether they are parasitic illness is whether they are causing a marketed impact on the host's health. I see. Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Big Al says, I feel like Bethesda missed an opportunity. They don't seem to mention a rumor of Herald or the Oasis. Do you mean in Fallout 4 or in Fallout 3? Because in Fallout 3, Three Dog talks about it on the radio. That's a pretty big rumor. Zoark says, Oxhorn, have you thought about doing anything involving Fallout 2? I have thought about it. I'm in fact working on it. I'm in the process of collecting footage for that series, but it's going to be some time. TC Nicholson says, not to be obnoxious, Ox, but I'd pay a lot for anything from your shop that is signed. It would make a great addition to my collection. Well, thank you, TC Nicholson. But the shop is print on demand, so I don't actually get my hands on any of it before it reaches you. It's not like I've got a shipping and delivery wing, you know, out back of my house. So I work on the designs with an artist. We create the design of the product. We upload that to the Teespring shop, make sure all of the products are looking good and available. And then Teespring does all of the printing, shipping, delivery, and all of that. So there's no way for you to buy something on Teespring for it to get shipped to me, and then me sign it, and then me ship it to you. So if you ever meet me in person at like a con or something, I'd be happy to sign it. Lady Hatchaway says, I'm just now catching up on your latest videos for LA Noire, and I'm loving every minute of them. Thank you, Lady Hatchaway. I have a blast putting together my LA Noire videos. I wish more people enjoyed them. They don't do as well as my other Fallout content, but I just love the game so much that I don't care. I just want to finish telling that story just because it's such a good story. Professor Lemback just subscribed. Thank you, Professor Lemback. Zomboy Killer says, are you going to use your energy weapons for Fallout 3 again? Maybe. Probably. Solomon says, gotta go, love you, Ox. Thank you so much for coming. Snake Charmer says, Ox, did you feel that Lonesome Road was a bit anticlimactic? No. It had the greatest climax of any Fallout DLC. I don't know how you felt about it, but the confrontation with Ulysses was epic. Watch my final video on Lonesome Road. I tried to hype up the climax there. I even had an original climactic score composed for the confrontation, the final confrontation between the courier and Ulysses. And in addition to that, I had a song composed, a big... I did the singing myself, too. It was so much fun. I worked with a composer. We composed our own rendition of Lonesome Road because the DLC is based off of a real cowboy song called Lonesome Road. And I had that song playing during the final battle. If you choose to talk down Ulysses, he joins you as a companion for a brief moment, and you fight off all the robots. I had the song playing during that final battle, and then you have to choose what you want to do with the nukes, and you can nuke the NCR or the Legion. So not only do you have this final confrontation, but you're launching nukes and you're destroying the Mojave. It's pretty climactic, I thought. I thought it was a pretty good climax to that DLC. But that's just me. Zartu says, Ox, I almost had a lime green fusion flea, but got outbid. It was a sad day. You and me both, buddy. You and me both. I'll get one someday, but I don't have one yet. Speaking of which, they've got the picker-up trucks coming. You can pre-order them on select websites. They're not available for pre-order on Bethesda.net or GameStop or ThinkGeek, but if you go to European gaming gear sellers or Australian gaming gear sellers, the picker-up truck, I believe it's a red one, is available for pre-order. So, go snag one while you can. There was an orange one, and I missed out on that. All of the orange ones are already sold. I'm sure they'll show up on eBay eventually. Armor Lord says, so ticks, while they may serve as a vector for illness, are not a parasitic disease. While hook and tapeworms cause direct issues for the host. Sorry to keep rambling on this. Enjoy sharing random knowledge. Well, thank you for sharing that random knowledge. I enjoy reading your ramblings of random knowledge. Good for the program. Jonar says, Ulysses indeed was an epic character, and I'm glad you made it great in your video. Thank you. I thought Ulysses was an epic character. He was still whiny and annoying, but when we finally meet him, he just turns into this whiny, annoying tribal guy with this weird sort of logic. But to do that and capture that as well as they did, you gotta just hand it to the Obsidian developers who wrote that story, because they made him feel real, They made him feel like a real tribal who didn't have any formal education and is still incredibly wise because of his travels. But he has a hard time communicating that wisdom to someone like the courier. So to capture that in a character like Ulysses, I imagine was really hard for a writer to do. And they did that so well. Now, that said, he's still really annoying, which of course was intentional. But I just thought that was really well done. MLWVU says that Eddie decision was gut-wrenching. Yeah, that too. And then you had to decide whether or not you spare Eddie. It wasn't that gut-wrenching because he was a copy, right? So even if we choose to destroy Eddie, that chassis dies, but his personality and his memories get beamed to your Eddie in the Mojave. So it wasn't that difficult for me. I was like, yeah, just, he'll die. Because he doesn't really die. but yeah, it can be tricky. Zororak says, Oxhorn, don't you find it weird that the Lone Wanderer is never talked about by the boss in Fallout 4, even though he was important to their Destruction Enclave? Destruction Enclave? And also, why is there on Mark II Enclave armor since they fought and killed like 1,000 or more of them? They should have at least one set of XO2, not just XO1. Sorry, I'm having a really hard time understanding what you're asking. In Fallout 4, the Lone Wanderer, was he never mentioned? I don't think it's weird that the Lone Wanderer was... Okay, are you wondering why the Lone Wanderer was never mentioned in Fallout 4 due to the canonical ending being that the Enclave was destroyed? And you'd think that the person involved in that would... Okay, I think I get it now. Well, I mean, I think it's the Brotherhood who destroyed the Enclave in Fallout 4. Or in Fallout 3. Yeah, sure, if you made that decision, the Lone Wanderer really was instrumental in that. But I think history will mark down that the Brotherhood, the Lions Brotherhood of Steel, was responsible for that particular victory, even if you really were instrumental in that change. Red Bear says, have you seen the T-51 power armor at Power Armor Station USB hub? I have seen it. It's not something I'm interested in for my display, but I have seen it, and it looks really cool. Swindy79 says, Ox, you excited for the first Fallout 76 DLC? I am, but I'm not ready for it. I want it to come out slowly. I'm not ready for any DLCs. There is still so much vanilla Fallout 76 content for me to consume. So many stories for me to tell. So I hope they take a really long time with the DLCs. I know that's being selfish. I know that many people would be upset if they took a long time. But just for me personally, they can take as long as they want coming out with the DLCs. I want plenty of time to get through the main story of Fallout 76. Vault73 just subscribed, a tier 1 sub. Thank you, Vault73. All right, it's time to switch to Wolfenstein, The New Order. Now, since I'm doing this on another computer, I need to move my setup just a bit. Let's switch audio. Okay, now it's set to Wolfenstein, The New Order. Now you're going to have to let me know if, for some reason, the sound is not working correctly. Okay. Let's do this. Let us pick up right where we left off. And I believe this is close to a boss fight. Will there be a face cam? Oh, not today. No face cam today. Okay, I remember this. So here's the tricky part. Which one do I cut? Whoops. Oh, that works too. Okay. So, all while avoiding being seen. I think that was the wrong one. Nope, that was fine. Oh, here we go. Bingo. Alley-oop. Up, and I'm gonna die. Up, and I can't get over. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh no. Oh, I'm right on the edge here. Oh, I should have done a running jump. Oh, how am I gonna get over? Oh, here we go. No, no, no. Here we go. Yes. Ah, okay. Oh, I remember playing this. This boss fight is crazy, says classic bad guy. Oh, great. Okay, maxed out. Okay. It looks a million times better on Twitch. Check out that bitrate. That's the weird thing. I'm streaming at exactly the same bitrate as I was on YouTube. So I don't know what that says about YouTube and Twitch, but bitrate's the same, yeah. Fish and chips, not so popular. London, November 15th, 1960. New study finds that Londoners' long-standing relationship with fish and chips is coming to an end. Instead, the decent folks of the city has developed a craving for a more wholesome dish, sauerkraut and sausage. Oh, no. This is wonderful news, said the Minister of Culture in a telephone interview this morning. Fish and chips is bad for your health. Sauerkraut and sausage is clearly superior. Oh, no. Oh, any British viewers right now horrified by this? Is this the thing that makes the Wolfenstein universe worse than anything else? Sauerkraut and sausage. Oh. I mean, I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of fish and chips. But sauerkraut and sausage? I would take the sausage without the sauerkraut. It's the sauerkraut that ruins the sausage. London degenerates riot. London, November 15th, 1960. In light of recent tumultuous events in the city, the London police organized a press conference to clarify the situation. The recent outbursts of violence and anarchistic behavior in the quarantine blocks is starting to escalate into an uncontrollable situation, said the chief of police. Last night, hundreds of degenerates gathered in public places to riot, but were quickly put to a halt when the police deployed the London Monitor. The operation was an incredible success. The Monitor killed every degenerate without any collateral damage whatsoever, said the chief of police at this morning's press conference. But it's not over. We have to be swift when dealing with these sorts of people, if you can call them people. Wow. Red Bear says, I'm British. I don't care who's in charge, but nobody's going to make me eat moldy floor cabbage. Oh, I thought the Brits would be upset by that one. Oh, that's good to hear. Sauerkraut and sausage, my tush. All right, let's see here. I got to exit that way. Let's get maxed out. Get more ammunition. All right, we got the Enigma codes. I think we're good to go. Oh, hello. Okay. Okay! What was that? Oh my goodness. Did I waste all my missiles on that guy? Was that not the boss? Oh, I thought that was the boss. Oh no, I wasted all my missiles. Oh no. Enigma code, all right. I love how there's a debate going on in the chat about the benefits and flavor of sauerkraut. Oh, that's so great. All right, I survived, but now I've got no missiles. Let's keep on going. Let's loot up as much as we possibly can. All right, I said I need some more armor. That helicopter blasted through much of my armor. Is that it? Okay. I'm gonna make everyone hate me, says Master of None. Sauerkraut on pizza. Yeah, I now hate you. Sauerkraut on pizza? Item maxed out? Fine. I mean, I'm chewing through my ammunition, but it says it's maxed out. Oh man, you guys are scaring me. Oh fudge, I remember that boss fight. Pretty wild. Oh great. Thanks, Armor Lord. Ooh, what's up here? Hello. Hello. Nothing? Oh, okay. At least I'm maxed out on my armor. Any notes? Enigma code. Ah. Oh, dead end. Okay, I gotta find another way out of here. Hold on, I'll figure it out. Well, that wasn't the most ammo efficient way to go about it, was it? Ooh, I'll probably regret that later. Okay. Let's just gear up with what we can. So they came from here, but I couldn't come from there? All right. I couldn't go that way is what I meant. Okay, looks like that's the way I need to go. Let's finish looting up. I need more armor. I'm pretty low on armor. Hello? A tidy stash. Plenty of health. Hello. I found a pipe. Do I take the pipe or do I explore down here? Oh. So the pipe is the short way. Elevator's the long way while I'm under fire. No thanks. Pipe it is. Whoa! Ah! Ah! What? What? No! Oh, for Pete's sake. Yes! Oh! Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Use my laser and shoot it in the eye? Oh my gosh, what's going on here? There we go. Ah! So what? I gotta wait for that eye to pop out? Ah! I see. Okay, it all makes sense. I love this guy on the radio. American cowboy, Captain Gunslinger. Whoa! Great! Ah! Whoops!
Shoot the engine! You have to be right under it and look up!
Okay, I'm kind of hurting right now. Ooh. Gosh. Oh, man. Okay, well, I hope I don't have to do the whole thing from the beginning.
On behalf of the citizens of London, you are ordered to surrender.
Careful! Hide from it, Johnny Cowboy! Crack shooting! You blinded it!
You will cease causing damage to state property immediately. The damage you are causing is aggravating the severity of your crime. You will not remain concealed. You are causing damage to state property. Hiding compounds your criminal offense.
Good hit! Yes! Cowboy shooting!
All right, one more, then I'm going to pop the laser again, and then we'll run underneath it.
Johnny! You are hurting it!
To justice.
Listen now, if you get right underneath the London monitor, you can shoot the engine.
Ah! Oh! Did I get it?
The damage you are causing will only hurt the citizens of London.
Ah!
Hiding compounds your criminal offense. You will cease causing damage to state property.
I did it! What? What? Oh, hey, hey! What do I?
Captain Blazkowicz. I know a lot about you. We have the same name, you and I. William. But you call me Death's Head. I don't like it. I'm a happy man. You see? It doesn't sound right in English. Say it correctly.
Captain, we're in all sorts of trouble over here. Surprise attack. Couldn't fight them off. Everyone's scattered. I'm on the portable radio. They're inside.
Now I put you in the car. We have to drive. Pedaling down Schitt's Creek now, Johnny Cowboy. I hope we can make it back home on time.
Berlin. Come in, Berlin. What's your status?
We're in bad shape, Captain. Hanging on, but don't know for how much longer. The Death's Head's men are everywhere. I think your old friend Frau Engel is leading the attack. Death's Head must be promoted for her actions at the
She
railway.
lived!
Myself and Caroline. We're hiding in the helicopter hangar. Trapped in here. Completely surrounded. Too much chaos.
Lost track of the others. They're either dead or they're hiding. They're gonna find all of us. Just a matter of time.
Oh no! Oh, come on!
I wish you could have seen the skate at dawn. I wanted to take you there.
Oh no! Not the big guy. No. You all right, buddy? Oh, no. Oh my gosh. Wait! Wait! Where did it go?
Cap, is that you? Is that you they're shooting at? Gotta tell you something. It's Frau Engel. She's taken Anya. She's taken Set and Bombate, and they're all being transported to Death's Head's compound.
Oh no!
Caroline, will you stop the noise?
Trying to get this fucking thing working.
We try to keep it down, okay? So, Captain, there's one helicopter still on the ground in our hangar. If you get here quickly, we can capture it and bring our people back. Just keep moving. Hurry!
Man, okay, so I guess rushing through isn't going to work as I thought it would. Pork and beans. Man, okay. Oh, the big guy's room. Max's letter. Max. Poor guy. Oh, that's horrible. I can't burn to death. Oh, no. Where's the other one? Oh, barely. Right.
Heard you coming, man. So happy I got to, see you again, actually. You are jarhead patriot that you are. You're the only other guitar man I know, man.
I'm on the move. I need to find Wyatt and Caroline. Wish you'd come with me.
Kind of on the spot, you know. Pretty well cornered by the man, actually. I appreciate the offer and all, but you know I've been on the run my whole life. So sick of the silence. I figure when I'm gone, I'll be silent, till the end of time, but...
Oh, come on, Jimmy.
Right now.
No, Jimmy.
Be loud.
What? Are you gonna guitar them to death? Music is my weapon. Now that American anthem, oh yeah. Oh, come on, Jim. For crying out loud. Oh, for Pete's sake. Well, that was a quick death. Okay, let's try that again. Laura says, America! America! Heck yeah. Oh, we're doing this again? Oh, come on. All right.
Heard you coming, man. So happy I got to, see you again, actually. You are jarhead patriot that you are. You're the only...
All right, I guess I'm not supposed to fight through that, just sort of run away. Okay.
Hey, Captain. I think there's a way to get to the hangar through one of the sewage tunnels. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Thought you should know.
All right, so we got a big guy over there. Couple of big guys. I don't remember how to defeat them. Did Oxhorn forget he has rockets? Yes. Thank you. No. Whew, okay. Well, thank you for the rocket tip. Okay, tiptoe, tiptoe. Oh, hey guys. What was that? What was that? Oh!
Plus courage. I'll make sure no one leaves with our helicopter. Maybe you can do something about this Nazi problems here. Try not to get Wyatt killed. He's out of ammo and essentially defenseless. Poor thing.
I'm distracting the dog. No need to be snarky just because you finally got that crazy armor working.
Right. Let's try this again. Man. Ah!
Much obliged, Cat. I'm coming out now.
Get in, boys. We've got work to do. People are not over yet.
She's awesome. Oh.
Du bist mein Junge. Weißt du das?
Oh no.
Und jetzt bist du auf dich allein gestellt. Aber keine Angst. Ist da allein. Immer. Auch wenn es schrecklich ist. Und jetzt musst du aufhören zu weinen und anfangen zu kämpfen. Ich wünschte, du konntest sie sehen. Die Kraft und die Stärke dir.
Oh no.
It's agony to dream like this. Wake up to reality. Sometimes, truly, it's good to remember what you're fighting for.
Oh, just in case.
This is it.
From what we know of Death's Head's compound, prisoners are kept on the lower levels, close to the experimental labs.
It's a timing thing more than anything.
We have the nuclear decryption keys now.
We do a deep run entry, surface up close to the compound, and you take down the outer wall using the cannon. Get inside the compound as fast as you can. Now they will return fire, so we gotta dive again before taking any serious damage. Then we sail the U-boat out to a safe distance.
When you're inside, get down to the lower levels. Free the prisoners. We send in his helicopter. Once everyone is safely in the air, we prime the nuclear warheads, fire the atomic bombs, level the whole site.
Wipe Death's Head off the face of the earth.
Be safe out there.
See you on the flip side, Captain.
Make sauce.
Right. And with that, I think I'm going to have to call it a night. Leave us with something to look forward to next week. Thank you all for joining me for this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. We got pretty far. I don't know how far we are, how close we are to the end of the game, but we're getting there. Anyway, thank you for all your questions. This has been an interesting week streaming on Twitch. I'll be streaming tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning for some Fallout 76, so don't miss it. I hope to see you all there. And then I've got 2 more videos this week on Saturday and Sunday, more Fallout lore videos, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning for a new live stream. Have a good one.